guys, Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am coming to you not live, but recording live during another gross, rainy downpour of a day here in California. It is Monday morning. I have a ship with me with a bunch of things that sold over the weekend, primarily since Saturday. I have some really cool vintage pieces that sold. I have some really cool high-end pieces that sold. I cannot wait to share with you, what sold, how long it stayed in my closet, what I got for it, what I bought it for. I love inviting you into this, a little bit of my process. But before we get started, if you are new here, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia. That's my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you are into, hit subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But as per usual, it's Monday. My day is absolutely stacked. I'm running late because I don't want to talk about it, but I'm running late and I need to get this stuff packed and over to the post office before these flooding rains really start coming in earnest. So sit back and relax, grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, and let's get into the shipments. So the first thing we're gonna ship out here, and I just am gonna be reusing this box because it's nice and sturdy and it's a perfect size. That is this amazing vintage 93 Sturgis hat. Now, this is the kind of thing that at my favorite bins location, people are really looking for. Anything motorcycle, if you wanna dip your toes into vintage t-shirts or vintage hats or whatever, anything motorcycle related is going to be a great bet. So I am gonna stuff this crown to keep its shape while shipping. Just always, if you're shipping vintage hats, you know what? I'm gonna put this in a little poly bag too. It is raining, God forbid, it gets stuck out in the rain. So typically when you're shipping hats, especially if you're shipping them in something soft-sided, which I never recommend, always try to use a box. Doesn't matter if you're reusing a box, but structure matters with hats. Always try to stuff it and do what you can to keep any brim situation intact. So I'm gonna gently tap you down in there. And that should be good to go. Okay, so this one I've had for about a month. This was a great find. This is the kind of stuff that never comes into my hands because there are so many people in my area that are looking for stuff specifically like that. There are so many sellers that sell at Rose Bowl Flea Market, which if you guys have never heard of the Rose Bowl Flea Market, first of all, look it up. If you are ever in California, try to be there for a second Sunday of the month because the Rose Bowl Flea Market is it's Mecca to vintage lovers. It is just everything's gonna be priced a little high because it is Rose Bowl, but it is just an experience to behold. But we have so many guys that sell there and so many guys that sell at Long Beach Flea, which is another big one around here. So for me to get my hands on something like this, it was pretty exciting. Anyway, so I bought this for $1 at the bins. I had it for about a month. I had it listed at $26.95 and this sold full price. So this brought my profit to $21 even, and I'm super excited about that. I knew that this was not gonna sit long. Anything motorcycle, anything Harley Davidson, and anything Sturgis in particular, those two things, Harley and Sturgis, are the most sought after of motorcycle things. So just for your knowledge going forward. And next up, I have another vintage hat that's going. This is one that I'm selling for my sweet neighbor, who just happens to be one of the best people on the planet. And guys, I apologize if you hear all kinds of background noise. My neighbors to the back of us are doing some heavy duty construction and there's metal cutting going on right now. I'm doing my best. I've sealed off the house, but metal cutting's loud. So she gave me the most gorgeous little hats to sell. These are all impeccably maintained. They were in the original boxes. Some of them had the original bags. But this is a gorgeous little wool felt hat, and it's an extra small, which is interesting because she's just a tiny lady. Same deal. I'm going to put this in some plastic to keep it protected. her that she's trusted me to find new homes for these. She knows, you know, obviously I got my start in vintage. So this was one, I kind of took a stab on it price-wise. I've sold 2 of her other hats prior. One to a costume shop, which I love, you know, it'll be used in the theater. One to another person who I went back and forth with quite a bit. But I had this listed for $59 and I sent an offer to a potential buyer for $52, which she did accept. I've had this listed for about 3 or 4 months, and that brought the profit on this to $48.64. Of course, that is going to my neighbor. I wanted to include this in the shipping because I thought you would love that. I know you're all vintage nerds like me. So next up here, we've got these adorable shorts. And guys, this is like the 4th pair of shorts I've sold in 2 weeks. These are these cute little pink lace shorts from Torrid. They're size 2. They're pretty much brand new. I'm pretty sure these are essentially like brand new without tags. But they are so cute, so flirty, so sweet, you know, just so summery. And again, it's mid-January, and if you look outside, it looks like the end of days. So I'm always excited to be selling shorts in the middle of winter, but it makes sense. You got spring break. I think college spring breaks start like next month. It's early March, I think they start. So be on the lookout for those kind of orders. If you have bathing suits, if you have bathing suit cover-ups, get them listed. You know, like they're gonna start to pop off. And these I found these at the end of last summer, I think. Yeah, at the end of last summer. And, you know, should I have grabbed them? Maybe no, but I also, like, I had never seen these before, and I just thought they were so cute, so I grabbed them anyway. So I had them for 4 or 5 months. Yeah, I got them at the end of last summer. And I had them listed for $24 and they sold for a full price sale. So go figure. They cost me $2 at one of my bins locations here. And that brought my profit to $19.20. So happy to get those moving. Those shorts are just so cute. Next up, another Torrid piece. This is another one I've had for quite a while. And this is this pretty like hunter green sweater with this black lace detail. Hopefully you're seeing that. This is a size 3. I just thought this was so cute. And honestly, because of the color and because of the lace and all that, I really thought this was gonna sell around Christmas time. And it didn't. So that was kind of surprising. I'm kind of surprised that it's going now in February, but you know, I'll take it when it does go. So again, another one that I found really end of last summer. Again, I thought this was gonna move. I thought this was gonna move with holiday. But I had this listed for $28 and I got an offer for $22. I was ready to move this along and I did accept it. It's such a cute little sweater though. Like I think it is so adorable. So Torrid stuff for me is pretty hot or cold. I'll either have stuff that'll sell like immediately or I'll have stuff that will sit. Surprisingly, Torrid used to do really, really well for me. It was like a guaranteed quick sale. And for me, at least, it has lost that status. Is that the case for any of you? Let me know how you guys do with your Torrid pieces. Because I'm interested. Like some people, you know, seem to really like move it very, very quickly. Maybe it's because they have repeat buyers or whatever the case may be. Anyway, I had this listed for $28. I got an offer for $22, which I did accept. I got it about 5 months ago, and with a $1 cost of the bins, this brought my profit to $17.26. Happy to move this one along. Very cute little sweater. Next up, now this is a piece from Brandy Melville. I don't pick up a ton of Brandy. I tend to have a pretty good like radar with what I think is going to move pretty quickly. And for me, it's like basic pieces, like this cute little dress, or chunky sweaters. They tend to be the best sellers for me, but this I knew would go. It's super cute. It's got like an open back here. If you see that, you know, again, a perfect little swim cover up, a perfect little thing to kind of throw on in the summer, light as a feather. I mean, this is just a wisp of a thing. This, I mean, very well could have been meant to be like a nightgown. So get this packed up here. Yeah, you know, Brandy Melville's whole thing is this one size fits all shtick, which I don't love. You know, one size fits all, typically, if you're ever curious, if you're thinking about buying it, typically means a small, a medium, and a large can wear it. In a lot of Brandy's pieces that I have seen, I would be dubious that a large could fit in them. So when in doubt, you know, try it on. But if you are like an extra small, chances are the pieces are going to be a little bit too big. And if you are like an extra large, they're going to be too small. Like that's a one size fits all. I'm either a large or an extra large, depending on, you know, what it is. And there is not a chance in you know where that would fit me. Like that would fit my left thigh. So here we are. But anyway, you know, I do know that Brandy is beloved. They do sell well as long as you know what you're doing with what you're picking up. So I had this for about a month and I got it for $1 at the bins. I had it listed for $24 and it sold full price sale. Boom, just there you go. And it was a $1 cost from the bins that brought my profit to $18.20. I also had a lot of action on this dress in particular, so I knew that wasn't gonna sit all that long. Next up here, this is a cute little J. Jill linen piece. Look at that cute dress. It's got these little pin tuck seaming details on the front, also on the back. J. Jill linen, I just love, you know, it's always a reliable seller. And their quality, like the quality of their linen is so nice. I love picking it up. Now this was one that, actually, I think my mom found this when I went thrifting with her the last time I was back home. She's got an eye for quality. She's the reason I have an eye for quality. 100%, that is where I get it from. She is the person who taught me my love of linen and all things fine textiles. But anyway, this was a cute little dress, mint green. And J. Jill's an expensive brand. It's one of those things where if you are on the hunt for clothing and don't want to spend a ton, but you want really nice quality, look at J. Jill secondhand. Because you can get great deals on this stuff. Like this dress new was probably over $100. You know, and honestly, I think it's worth it. Their quality is really nice. Like their build quality is really nice. Their fabric quality is really nice. But this, so I had this listed for $34 and I had it for about 5 months. I did find this, I think it was like end of summer when I was home, and got an offer for $25, and which I did accept. I was ready to move this on. I did get this for $1, actually a little under $1 at the location. And my profit on this ended up being $18.58. So great little piece, great little profit, and an adorable little dress. I just love linen. Next up, now if you watched my bins haul this past week, this past Monday, if you haven't, I recommend you go and watch it because this was one of the pieces that I found at the higher end thrift store that I went to, and it sold super quick. I didn't know how fast it was gonna sell. This is from Lingua Franca, and this was a collaboration that they did with the Whitney Museum. So they're known for these little hand-stitched slogans on the front, and they typically do them on these gorgeous cashmere sweaters. And they retail for about $400. And they resell for like $200. Now, this is not a cashmere sweater. This is just a sweatshirt, and I think this was like the first sweatshirt they did. They did this collab with the Whitney, in particular, what's her name? Christine Sun Kim, in collaboration with an installation that she did with the same message. I like bought this for myself. So I didn't know the brand. I mean, the tag looked really nice, but I didn't know the brand, and I just loved the message there. So I was, I got it for me, and then I got home and started to do some research on it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna hold on to this. Like, I like it. I don't like it enough to give up a good sale on it. So these retailed, when they did come out, for somewhere, I think between $125 and $150. Each and every one of these pieces is one of a kind because that stitching is all hand done. Like there's no two that are alike. So I'm assuming there's a bit of a collector's market on it. So this I think was from the exhibit was 2017. So this is considered like dead stock. Very, very cool. But I paid $18 for this. Is it me or is the post office boxes getting a little bit more difficult to kind of pop those flaps on? I'm gonna keep this a little bit safer for her. So I paid $18 for this at my favorite little high-end thrift store that I'll go to when I need to like supplement my haul. Yeah, I'm definitely paying up for things there. I'm not getting things for $1 or $2. So I'm only gonna go and pull things that, like again, I bought this for myself and I would not have been mad about paying $18 for that for myself, but when I got home, I was like, oh my God. So I had this listed for 1 week. I had it listed for $125. I had no idea what it was gonna go for. Within a couple days, I got an offer for $106 and I accepted it. I paid $18 for this and that brought my profit to $75.11. I'm a little jealous of the buyer. I hope she loves it. I did initially buy this for me, but you know, we're here to make money. So very cool piece and a new brand that I've certainly learned about. Hopefully you've learned about. Let me know if you've ever found a Lingua Franca piece, like in your days, or if you've ever seen one. Let me know, because I'm kind of obsessed. I love what they do. Next up, now this is one of those brands. This is Denim Supply, which is a defunct Ralph Lauren like sub-label. And anything I have ever found from Denim Supply has sold really quickly. I guess they have some devotees. You know, everything I've ever found at least is this kind of really thin, like gauzy cotton lawn fabric, very boho. But I think they've been they haven't been making these for, it's gotta be close to like 6 or 7 years, maybe a little bit longer than that. So I think the pieces are just still really sought after by people who love the brand and the look. And they're made really nice, you know, they're still Ralph Lauren, so, you know, the quality's there, the fabric is really nice, the prints are beautiful. So I'm always excited when I find a piece because I know it's a guaranteed pretty quick sell. You know, and that's just what happens when you have these kind of companies, they go out of business. It runs scarcity up, right? Like if they're not producing anymore, that means that the amount of Denim Supply pieces on the market is finite and dwindling. You know, one person rips theirs, that's another one off, that's never gonna be replaced. You know, somebody stains it badly, you know, again, same deal. So I love picking these up when I do find them. I don't find them that often. Have you had the same experience with Denim Supply? Like, have you found pieces and they kind of fly out of your closet? Anyway, so I had this for a month and a half and I paid $1 for it at the bins. I had it listed for $34, got an offer for $25, which I did accept, and that brought my profit to $22.09. Just keep your eyes out for Denim Supply, guys. That has never let me down. Next up, now this is one of my favorite brands to find, and I did not find this at the bins. I found this at, I think it was a Salvation Army nearby. This might have been a Goodwill, but that is Frame. They're known mostly for their denim, and their denim is incredible, but this is a nice like black t-shirt with these puff sleeves and a little V-neck. This is perfect condition. So I was really excited to find this. I'm always excited to find this. So I found, God, once in the bins, actually my first time in the bins out here in California. It was my first time in the bins here. And I found a cashmere, like their Mongolian cashmere button-down cardigan, which is kind of like, of all their sweaters, the most sought after sweater in like perfect condition. This was one of the bins locations that has, you know, pay by weight. So I think I paid like $2 for it and sold it in a day like $150 or $160 because, you know, they're $400 and they're still made right now and they're, you know, in super high demand. So Frame is just one of those companies that you can be pretty comfortable paying up a little bit for. Like this is a t-shirt, so you know it's not going to be like lighting the world on fire, but you know you can still comfortably pay, you know, regular thrift store prices on something like this because you will guaranteed make your profit. So I had this for about 6 months. It did take a little bit of time to sell. I had it listed for $40, and I got an offer for 30. I was ready to move this along, which I did accept, and my cost on this was $5.95. So again, I paid up a little bit, but that left my profit at $21.42. So I'm happy about that, and I'm happy about getting a gorgeous frame piece into somebody's hands. Like, no lie, that shirt was probably close to $200. Frame is very expensive. So next up here, this was another thing that I found at that higher end thrift store, and I was so excited to find it. And this is this adorable Free People puffy pullover. I think this is called the Riley pullover. And I want to say that this is last year's model. There's a newer model this year that has like a flap over this kangaroo pocket. But either way, I mean, it's basically the same design. It's oversized. It's got this box baffle pattern to it. It's got this really cool like copper color that I feel like is still very, very in right now. And it's in like fantastic condition. So I definitely paid up for this because I did get it at that store. And I'm not mad about that at all. Like, this is something that I knew would move quick. It's something that, like, if you are on Free People's email list, which I am, like, they email me about these kind of pieces. Like, this is in their email marketing all the time, which tells me that this is something that they are moving. You know, like, they're not gonna waste that precious inbox time. I'm a marketer, guys. I've been in marketing for 20 years. So I always think in these terms of, like, you know, this is a way to tell like what's actually selling from a brand, because inbox time is so valuable. You don't waste it on your more obscure pieces. Very rarely, only if it's like super hyper targeted or super hyper like niche time, you know. So I've been getting a lot of marketing on these types of pieces since the beginning of winter, and you know, it makes sense. This is something that is kind of it's like their trademark winter piece. And it's Free People movement. So you know, like that line, sorry, I had to sweet talk that into the box here. Free People movement tends to move the fastest of all of the Free People lines, followed by FP1, followed by We the Free, followed by their main line. But anyway, so I paid $32 for this. So I paid up. But I knew it would move quick. I had it listed for 1 week, and when I saw the sold comps, they were going anywhere between like 100 and 150. So I listed it at 140, expecting to get, you know, a counter offer, and within a week I got an offer for $115. Now, when I am paying up for a piece like this, I was gonna give that a try, and let me see if I can figure out how I want to wrap this. This was such a cool find, and I didn't know, like I had no clue what I would get for something like this. You know what, we're gonna roll this. I think that's what we're gonna do here. Yeah, I had no idea. You guys forgive me, I've never wrapped a tie before, and I don't want this to get creases in it. So we're gonna roll it like this. I hope that works. If you have a better way of wrapping ties, guys, let me know, because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. So this was a 3-piece bundle, and this was the first of the things to pop through. So cool. I'm excited to move this. I didn't know how long it was gonna take. I didn't know like what I was gonna get for it. But the second piece here is this super cool find. Now, I feel like I had heard the name of this designer that did this. Is a Free People collaboration with Artisan Deluxe, and this is very much their vibe. It's this kind of like rough, almost like, there is a name for this, almost like cheeseclothy kind of fabric. and this nice gauze. It's really beautiful. That's very much their vein. And they did this collaboration with Free People, and it was so expensive. I mean, Artisan Deluxe is a super expensive brand, but you know how like sometimes Free People does those collaborations, and all of a sudden a shirt that if it was mainline, it would be like, you know, $118, all of a sudden it's $240. Like, this is one of those collabs. So it had that piece, and then the next piece they had was this cute little gauze top from Dylan. And Dylan is another one of those brands that is very sought after. Like, it's kind of like an if you know brand, but the people who love it really love it, and their quality is really nice. I believe they're owned by True Grit, which makes sense because True Grit pieces are really nice as well. But this is a beautiful double gauze shirt with like a kind of intentionally raw hem in this nice kind of cool gray color. And Dylan's very expensive. This is something that you would see, like, I would see this in high-end like sports stores back when I lived in the mountains, like the same kind of stores that would sell like ski gear. This would be like one of their, like, you know, streetwear brands that they would sell. So Dylan is very, very expensive, and the quality is great. You know, again, on the resale market, something like this, like retail was probably $140, $150. I remember seeing it being like, but why? But, you know, on the resale market, they go, you know, for a pretty reasonable amount. You know, certainly you'll get that resale for the same price that you would get a cheaper version at Target. So this goes to show, guys, let's all shop secondhand. It is the way to do it. So this was a great bundle, really cool pieces. The person who bought it, I hope they love them. Just some really cool, different, interesting, unique pieces. That Artisan Deluxe shirt, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen another piece from them. I've never seen another piece like from that collab. So that was something I was very excited to find, but this was a great little bundle here. So all in, the bundle price would have been $87, like with my discount, with my like multiple piece discount. And the buyer offered me $65, which I did accept. I love, you know, this actually came in this morning, so I just thought it was a great way to start off the week. Let's move some great pieces. So I accepted the $65 offer, happy to take that. I paid a total of $3 for the 3 different pieces. They all came from a $1 a piece bins location. I've had them in between 1 and 2 months. Like each one of the pieces, I think the Artisan Deluxe one, I think, is the newest one that I had, and that was just around a month. And then the oldest one was the Dylan one that I've had for about 2 months. And with a $3 total cost, that brought my profit on this bundle to $49. Super happy for that. You know I love getting a bundle sale. Best way to start the week. But that is it, guys. That is the shipment for today. Thank you all so much for hanging with me while I literally get my work done. If you are in California, I hope you are staying dry. If you are in the mountains, I hope your snowblower is fueled up and well oiled, because they're getting a ton of snow right now. Same, I think, on the East Coast as well. But if you guys had fun, don't forget to hit like and subscribe down below. It really helps me out with YouTube. Without further ado, have an amazing week. Happy hunting, and I will see you in the next one.